like Megan said. Oh, hold on. Okay, there we
There
go.
you go.
I'm Angie Harkins. Just a little bit about myself. I am the new program director for the VFW National Home. I think I'm going into week 8 or 9, can't remember. Before coming to the National Home, I was for 15 years employed by the Michigan National Guard in the Family Programs Office. My main job was the lead state child and youth coordinator. So I was in charge of all of the kids in the state of Michigan, the military kids. But being there so long, I helped in every aspect of family programs. So our main job was to support and find resources and support soldiers and airmen through the deployment cycle and their transitioning into civilian life, from everything from their yellow ribbon events that they have before and after deployments. We had survivor outreach services, transition assistance advisors, soldier and family readiness supports assistant. So I worked with that group of people to support our population of service members. I have 3 kids. One is 19, Nathan. Matthew is about to be 17, and Ayla, who I'm at her soccer practice for, is 11. They've all been through multiple deployments. I think we've been through 5. The first one was when Ayla was really little. She doesn't remember that one, but every one of them was different and kind of impacted our family on different levels. But I wouldn't change anything about us being a military family. It's probably one of the greatest things that I can say. A lot of people, it's stressful and all that, but we're very proud military family. And my main goal is to give back to other military families and support them. So I absolutely love this job so far. And I'm ready to continue working with our team at the National Home and working with all of our families on campus. So to get started, for those that have not been to campus, we have over 600 acres. 80 of those acres are our actual on campus where our residents live, and we have all the programming. We have 42 houses on campus, and currently right now we have 27 residents living or 27 houses filled on campus. And by the end of this month, we'll have 30. So we have 3 more families moving in the month of May, which is awesome. I'm going to read this to you guys. It's our mission statement for the National Home. It's the VFW National Home assists military veterans and their families with children by creating a foundation of services and resources to achieve their personal and family goals in order to move forward in a positive, safe, and healthy environment. So I'm not sure, they just redid this mission statement, and it's really good, and it's really to the point what the point of the National Home is for. So now I'm going to get into a little bit of the process of families applying to come live at the National Home. We have 3 lanes of eligibility. The first is active duty and currently serving service members and their families. It can be, if the service member is deployed, we can move in the spouse and the kids during that deployment. The second lane of eligibility is any veteran family. And the third lane is VFW auxiliary members. Now, a requirement for all 3 of those lanes of eligibility is they must have dependent children under the age of 18. Another big question that we always have is we have a lot of families that apply to come live at the home that are going through a separation or a divorce. They cannot move into and become into our program until the divorce is final. They can't move in separated because things happen with the custody of the children and all that. So we want everything to be final before they can move in. So those are the 3 lanes of eligibility. How they start the process is they can either contact our 1-800 number, or they can go to our website. When you go to the website for the VFW National Home, there's a Get Help button, and you click that, and they can either fill out the questionnaire and it goes to our assessment person, or they can call and talk to our assessment person. Once they have done that process and our assessment person finds that they meet the qualifications for having children, and they're in one of those 3 lanes of eligibility, they will then send our assessment person will send them the application. They'll fill out the application. Once they return that with all the documents that are needed, our case management team meets and they go over the application and find out if they're a good fit. And with that is that they have to, in their application, explain why they're in need of moving into the national home and becoming part of the program. And then also have goal set of what they want to work on. So anywhere from financial, getting out of debt, going back to school, finding employment, parenting help, classes, education, any of those areas. The big ones that we see are financial, education, employment. So we look at their goals and look at everything and make sure that they're a good fit for the program. If they're a good fit for the program, our assessment person will reach back out to them. They'll set up an initial interview. They'll have the interview. It's usually 2 case managers in that interview. They'll go through the first interview and then they'll have a second interview. And then our case manager will bring that to the team, and will either accept or deny the family from moving in. And once they're accepted, we send them all the information. We'll place them and we'll work with facilities and place them in a house that fits their family needs and the size of their family. If they are not a fit for the national home, we don't just stop there. We will send information and resources to that family where they can get resources in the area that they live, that fits the needs of what they want. So we just don't stop the communication there with them. So that's kind of how the process works right now. When I came in, it was taking about 60 days to do the application process. Our goal was to get it down to 30 days by the end of this year. And I can say we are there. We're about at the 30 days from the process. The main things that hold them up is if the family doesn't send in all the documentation or we're waiting for some of the documentation. So we're at that 30-day mark, which is a huge goal for us. And that way the families aren't waiting to hear back from us and get them in as soon as possible. And of course, if there is an emergency need, we can speed up the process. But again, as long as the family turns in all the paperwork. So within the program department of the national home, we have different areas. I talked about the case managers who are part of the assessment process. They are also, when the family moves in, the family's assigned each a case manager, and the case manager works with them throughout their time living at the home, which can be up to 4 years.
Can I
I'm
interrupt
new,
real
so
quick,
I
Angie?
haven't seen. Yeah.
Sorry, we just had a question. Marilyn had a question that she typed in the chat box, and I just wanted to let you address it so that, I'm sorry, Rick had a question to everyone. And he wanted to know, does the veteran that's applying have to be VFW eligible or just a veteran? And also if you could speak to the evaluation of their discharge status, like their DD-214 and their, I'm forgetting the National Guard document.
Oh,
the equivalent of a DD-214. Could you address that real quick? Just because I'm sure some people are wondering that.
What was the first one?
Does a veteran have to be VFW eligible or just a veteran to apply?
The veteran has to be VFW eligible. The criteria falls on if that veteran can join the VFW. So they have to, the VFW has the list of medals that they had to. So they had to have deployed to a combat area, or one of the medals that are listed that the VFW requires to join there. The other one, the discharge, they do have to send in the DD-214, whether they are an auxiliary member that's applying because their parent or grandparent, served. They have to turn DD-214, and on that DD-214, it'll show, the discharge, honorably discharged, what medals they received. So as long as the service member can be a VFW member, and then that person, if it's not the service member applying, that the person can join the auxiliary. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you so much, Angie.
I have
Marilyn. Yeah, Marilyn had her hand raised. I was trying to chat her.
Oh, thank you. Well, this is complicated a little bit. This is my question. In my situation, I lost my husband like less than 2 months after our divorce, but I was still on active reserve status, which that kind of ended about 6 months later because I was in a rapid deployment unit and I couldn't be deployed. Now I'm thinking, and I already served on active duty, I already served in Korea for 13 months, as my husband had. So at that time, had I applied or tried to get to the national home, this was back in 1986, 87. I feel like, in a lot of that situation, it could have qualified, but then what do you do if you have someone that's going through situations that's actively serving in a guard or reserve unit or even active duty? How is that handled?
I'm sorry, I don't understand the question correctly. But you would still apply and go through the process. So if you're actively serving in the guard or the reserve, you still qualify. So if you're actively serving right now.
You have one well, a veteran that's currently serving, someone that's currently serving, and whether it be active duty or active reserve or active guard, and they have a crisis that occurs and they apply to get to the national home, if they would qualify, how's that handled if they're on some kind of active status, whether it be active duty, active guard, or active reserve?
Yeah, so if they're active, if they're active duty, I haven't been through this situation. Like currently we have somebody that applied, wanted to apply, soldiers currently deployed. We would move the family here while the soldier was still deployed. But if they were active duty and the soldier was deployed and the family wanted to move here, we would do that. And then the soldier, the service member would just move in when they got back. But if they're on active duty and they're stationed somewhere, from my knowledge of the military, we wouldn't move them into the home because they're already stationed somewhere on a base. But I can talk to you about this more offline if you would like, and I'll give you my email address so that I'm understanding. You were kind of breaking up a little bit, and I don't want to disregard your question. But if we can talk after this or offline, I can answer that more in detail.
I put Angie's email in the comments section, so if any of you have anything that you want to address with her later on, you can feel free to email her.
Thanks so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. So the breakdown of the program department, when the families come in, they get assigned a case manager. That case manager sees them through their whole stay at the national home, which I said was up to 4 years. Generally, what I've heard when I came in is the average stay is about 2.5 years. We'll have some families that stay for a year, some that stay the full 4 years. It's just based on when they meet their goals and how they're doing in the program and getting to that transition to move away from the home and be on their own. So they get assigned a case manager. We currently have 5 case managers on our staff right now, and then an assessment person. And then we also have, you heard, if you were on last month's call, we have Brian Lorente, who's our, I never remember his title, but he is our veteran and service outreach person.
Family and veteran resource manager.
Perfect. Thank you, Megan.
I screw it up all the time too.
Yeah. His job is to bring veteran resources to the national home so that we can utilize them to our families that live there. And eventually our goal is so that any veteran can come and utilize those resources at the home and meet with people. So our health and education building would turn into that veteran resource place for veterans to come. But our first initial goal is to bring in the resources that our residents right now need, whether it's an employment person or someone to come in and teach them if they have any of their GI Bill left or anything like that, going back to school using their college credits. So he's also on our program staff. We also have the, I don't want to mess up the support services. This is one of our big areas. The Laura Lonsberry is our support services supervisor, and she oversees the education department, the after school activities, 4-H, summer enrichment program, our work crew, our life skills person. And this is all stuff that we offer to the kids and the youth that live on campus. And I'll go into those in more detail. And it's a really great program. We're just gearing up right now to start for the summer. We also have our outside experts, and that, like I was saying, is someone that if they're not fit to live at the home, we have those resources. But also, if we don't have the resources that a family needs, if they need like marriage counseling, we will give them that resource off campus, and then the home will help them schedule that and get that marriage counseling. We don't offer it right at the home, but they will meet with someone. So we do have outside experts and resources that we use that our families can use. So just a little bit of the benefits that the family gets. I know Todd was on here a couple months ago. So obviously they get free housing. So they get a house that fits their family needs, whether it's, 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms. The houses come fully furnished. They don't have to pay any of the electricity bills or anything like that. So that's a great thing, that they don't have to worry about rent or a mortgage or anything like that. And it's also a benefit, it comes fully furnished. So if a family is moving to the home and they don't have anything, they come with the beds, couches, TVs, all the dishes, pots and pans, everything like that. So they don't have to worry about bringing any of that stuff with them if they can't. They also get their case manager, like I said, that will help them work towards their goals. They have to, the case manager usually meets with them 2 times a week. And then they always have that person on call. We have an on-call person. I'm actually on call this week, if they need anything after hours. When they come into the home, they have to sign agreements between the program staff and the facility staff. And those agreements are basically, in a nutshell, that they're going to follow their agreements. They're going to follow their plans. They're going to work towards their goals. And they're going to follow all the agreements within the house, meaning that they won't, basically, in a nutshell, destroy the house. They'll respect the house and, keep it clean and everything. And that might be a goal that they're working towards, is that, it's hard to manage keeping up on a house and taking care of your kids and going to school and all that. So they sign all these agreements and we keep them all on file. And then they have to have 40 hours of productivity. And what that means is that 40 hours a week, they have to be working towards their goal. And a lot of times that might just be going to work. One of their goals might be having a job and bringing home some money and a paycheck to save up to move out of the home. But they have to have that 40 hours of productivity. And then they have to attend classes and activities that are on site, meaning we're starting this new thing with a passport. So throughout the year, we have so many events, state days. We just had the junior vice. And then we'll have, we had Purple Up Day for Month of the Military Child. They'll have financial classes, budget classes, parenting classes. Naomi, one of our case managers, is getting ready to do a class on ADHD and working with kids. We're going to make a passport where they have to attend 3 big events a year, meaning a state day, junior vice, or Cootie Christmas. And then they have to attend 10 smaller classes or activities. And that's just because our staff puts in so much work to put these activities and classes on, that we want the families to attend them. So they're going to have this little passport, and we'll check their status throughout the year to make sure that they're attending those events. We also have the Early Education Center, which is an on-site licensed daycare center for kids 5 and under. They're licensed for 43 kids. It's free to residents, so the daycare is free, which is a huge bonus for them, so they don't have to worry about daycare. And then the kids that are 5 and older go to school, and out at the home it is school choice, so they can go to Eaton Rapids, which the bus picks up and drops off on our campus, or they can do school choice, which would mean they could go to the local schools in our area, which are Mason, Holt, Dansville, just a few of them. And our staff is also allowed to use the Early Education Center at a discounted price. So it's great for our staff to be able to drop their younger kids off there. They do field trips throughout the week, and like a field trip might be, we call it Jolly Jumpers, just walking down to the gym and playing at the gym. And then this summer they'll do field trips too. So if you ever come to campus, it's a great to see all the kids in there. And it's just, the EEC is also, every part of the campus is my favorite, and I always say that, but the EEC is awesome because the kids are so welcoming and they always are smiling and interacting with you, so it's great. And then another part of the program is the education department. Like I said, Laura runs that, and it's just, she offers, they have a full library. She offers tutoring after school. The kids can come up to the community center after school and work with Laura's staff on tutoring, homework after school. If they have big projects and stuff coming up that they need help with, it's just an area they can come use the computer lab and get their homework done, or utilize Laura and her team for tutoring in any classes that they're having issues in or anything like that. We're getting ready to gear up because Michigan schools usually end around the second week of June for our summer enrichment program. And that falls under Laura again, where she plans a couple days a week from 10 and 2 till 2:30, where they'll put on activities for the kids that live on campus. They do field trips. They'll go to Michigan Adventures. They'll go to the public library that puts on events for them. And they'll just plan stuff. They might plan something outside. And so the kids have a spot still to come in the summer to participate in programs. So Laura's gearing up on that. We're getting our staff ready to come in to participate in that. So we're looking forward to that. And another part of the recreation department with Laura is 4-H. The kids have the option to join 4-H. And right now they have fair in July and at the Charlotte Fair. And right now they're doing hogs. And we just had this debate whether we call them hogs or pigs. I call them pigs, but I'm starting to call them hogs now because everybody else calls them hogs. So I think we have 12. I might be wrong. I want to say 12 or 16 hogs. And each kid that wants to participate in 4-H gets their own hog. They help clean the stalls during the day, feed them, and then I'm going to say train them. It might not be the technical word for it, to show them at fair. I went down there a couple of times and they have to learn how to walk them and do things. And then they'll sell them at fair. And then the process is they'll pay back the 4-H department for what the cost of the pig was, but then they can use the rest of the money for themselves. So they see the reward of taking care of their hog and then selling it. So if you ever come during when they have the hogs, it's really great to see down there. I never thought that I would interact with pigs myself, but I go down there and pet them, and they're almost like a dog. It's quite weird. So the kids love them. Majority of the kids participate in 4-H, and then they also can show rabbits. So if you were here for Junior Vice, they had a rabbit down for everybody to see. So just another benefit for the kids to participate in something. We also are getting ready. We have a position listed for our life skills person. We're hoping to bring that back and get somebody in. And this is just someone that works with our older youth to teach them life skills. Anything from budgeting your money. I say a checkbook. People still use those. I just realized that. And how to write a resume, how to do a job interview, things that they're going to need after they graduate from high school to go out into the world and be successful. So the life skills person works with them on that. They go on field trips and things. So it's another really good thing for the youth to be able to work with someone to learn these skills. And then the other one is work crew that everybody is super excited about. Since COVID, we're bringing back this summer. Our work crew is for youth 14 to 18, and basically they get to come work with the staff that runs work crew and with facilities to work throughout the summer and get paid for it. And they'll do stuff like helping with landscaping, anything that doesn't involve big machinery, right, Todd? We can't let them use the machinery, so they can't mow or do anything like that, but they can come pull weeds, do mulch, plant flowers, and just kind of keep campus nice and tidy. And they get paid for it. So it's also teaching them the fundamentals of having a job and being responsible, showing up to work, being on time, and things like that. So that's the work crew. So that is the program department in a big nutshell. So that's what I have, Megan, and I don't know if anybody has any questions.
Rick just educated us and said that a pig is an immature swine and a hog is a mature swine. So they start as pigs, and then by the time they get to fair, they're swine or they're hogs.
Yeah, so Rick, they are hogs now because those pigs have been on a diet for about 3 weeks now. They are super big. So they were so tiny and cute when they came, and now they're huge.
Babies.
Yeah, we have one. I
Now,
think
my question is this. I got a question.
yeah.
Go ahead, Marilyn.
I'm sorry. How large do you let those pigs get before you bring them to the fair? Is there a limit on how big they get?
There is a limit, and I don't know that exact limit, but they are on a diet. So
they were going to surpass their limit.
I see. Okay.
Yeah,
From my past experience, it's around 220 pounds.
Yeah. So
Oh, okay. So they don't get over 300 or 400 pounds then.
Well, they shouldn't for 4-H.
Not like
no.
for a big hog. Okay. Okay. All right.
And we get them in April, and then the fair is in July. So that's the amount of time
so
that the
it's
kids
only-
work with them.
Okay. So it's only the 3 months or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And they grew really, really fast. And they have one down there. I think it's Oliver is his name, and he runs that place. He runs. The one time I went down there, he was trying to bite my boots, and he'll tell you. And if he wants something or you have cookies, he's gonna get them from you. So, and I think we have all males this year. So
Hey, Angie, guess what's the rest of that trivia question? It's interesting. You just said all the pigs are males, but all the participants working with the pigs are females, right?
they
Oh.
yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It is. And we have one girl that has 2 pigs this year. So and one of her pigs, hogs, they're hogs now. I forgot. Rick, thanks for educating that. One of hers is the one that's really, really on a diet. He's huge.
Well, I'm just saying, women trying to educate men, good luck.
Truth.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Good
Do any
luck.
of you guys have any questions about our eligibility or any of the services that we offer? All right, Angie, you did a good job. Oh, Rick's got a question. Gotta unmute. Oh, hang on. You gotta unmute. There you go.
Oh, wait, there, I think
There we
I'm
go.
gonna- there we go. Oh, shoot. Now I went through all that and just forgot what it was. It was something about the LGBT. Oh, no, I know what I was gonna ask. What's the best way to get out to the national home? I was, as far as airport, shuttle, taxis, where to stay, just
So
to,
Eat Traffic is kind of in the middle of farmland. So the closest airports to us are either Lansing or Detroit. And Todd, you can probably answer this. I'm going to guess that Lansing's closer, but it might be Detroit. Not sure.
It is Lansing.
Okay. So the Lansing airport, it's a smaller airport. It's closer to us. And then from there, you would either rent a car and drive out, or we could, have some from the home pick you up. But if you fly into Detroit, it's a bigger airport and probably a cheaper flight. Lansing's kind of one of those smaller airports. So those are the 2 closest. Lansing's probably about 35 minutes from the home, and Detroit's probably what, Todd? Hour 15?
Hour and 30.
Okay.
Also, if you fly into Detroit, we have something called the Michigan Flyer, and the Michigan Flyer is a bus system that would take you from the Detroit airport to East Lansing, which is closer to us, and then we could pick you up there.
So yes, come out and visit.
Also, and
Oh, I think we lost Marilyn. She had a question, but we lost her. She's coming back.
us at any of our pickup points with the bus, is welcome along with us. You know, and just contact me and I'll get the registration information to them. Now, just the other day, just yesterday, I was national at the store, and I met a gentleman from Nebraska, and got a contact and word that if a member from Nebraska would like to get on the
Marilyn,
bus and go with us.
can you hear me, Marilyn? I'm sorry.
Yes.
For some reason,
can.
you are cutting out really badly and we can't hear most of what you're saying.
Uh-oh.
I'm so sorry. Did you have a question or were you offering information?
I'm offering information.
Can you type it into the
Hello?
chat?
Yes, yes.
That
yes,
way
I
they
can.
get what you're saying.
Is this any better? Can you hear me any better?
I can hear you a
Yes.
little better now.
Oh. Okay. What I'm saying is I learned this last month.
It went right
From
back to
Missouri,
cutting out
we do a
again.
Trip and okay.
I'm
I'll type it in.
sorry.
I'll type it in.
Put that in the chat though. I think you were
That's
offering
okay.
something about a bus trip. So I'm sorry. Does anyone else have any questions?
I don't have any questions, but I have a couple of statements. There's a few people on here I saw last weekend. Go Sooners.
Woo.
Woo. James, I think you were here, right,
Yep,
James?
Teresa was here.
Teresa?
Yes, I was there last week.
And Keith, you sent me a personal message during this, and I am not that computer savvy to respond to you, but I can do it verbally. Look forward to seeing you too, sir, very soon. So thanks for being here. Angie, for being a newbie, you did an awesome job. And if anybody's got their plate full and their hands full, it's that lady right there, because that's the toughest program in our facility, or what we do here to run. You know, when you're dealing with people day by day on an individual basis, an individual case, you can't imagine how difficult that is. And Angie is, well, she's hit the ground running, and we hope she stays with us, because it's a daunting task. And from what I've already come to know about her, I'm pretty sure she's up to the task and will do very, very well for that program. So welcome, Angie, and good luck. And we're here to support you.
Yes,
Thank
we
you,
are.
Todd. And I appreciate that. And on that note, I just wanted to say that I was very scared to take this job, because it's very scared to leave a job you've been at for 15 years. And I was comfortable in that job, but I was welcomed by all the staff at the home, and everybody is just wonderful. And one of the things that amazes me is if you talk to some of the staff that works there, a lot of them have been there 20, 30, and 40 years. And that shows the commitment of the staff. And I am honored to be a part of this team. And they all do great things. And I couldn't be successful. And I'm not saying I'm successful yet, but I can't work to get successful if I don't have the help from everybody at the home. So thank you all for it. And everybody did an amazing job last week at Junior Vice. And so everything went great. So thanks, Todd, again. Thanks, Megan.
Yeah.
We'll help you on your 40-year journey here too, Angie.
I
Todd,
want to
free at that point, so I'm not sure.
I want to read Marilyn's comment just so in the recording people can hear it as well. She's saying that any of the VFW or auxiliary people who are in neighboring states of Missouri, they would welcome you to join them on a bus trip in October. They're having a bus trip up here in October, and they can contact her, and she's going to share contact information in here as well. But I don't have that offhand. But if any of you are interested, contact us and we can get you in touch with Marilyn. Now, I think I just saw someone with a hand up.
Yeah,
Is it Phil? Oh, sorry, and Teresa. Phil first.
yes. Well, first, I want to thank you for providing this forum. It's been really valuable to me, and anyway, a well worthwhile exercise, and particularly because I'm still trying to get in touch with chaplains and see how we can get chaplains involved a little bit more with the program there. And also, I want to say, Todd, thank you for sending the reports, and I thank you especially for the work that you've done on the Arizona home. It's really good to know that you are really taking good care of your people there. So I appreciate it very much.
Well, Phil, you're welcome. And we couldn't do any of this without all of your support. So I want to say that to all of you and thank you all.
And we're so glad that you find the Zoom meetings helpful. We really enjoy doing them, and we're just working on growing this and getting more participation and reaching more people, answering more questions. Speaking of which, Teresa. Oh, you're muted. Oh, there you go.
I just want to add to what Angie was saying, all the staff there, when we had our junior vice training and got to visit the National Home, that was awesome. All of y'all did a fabulous job, made us feel welcome, and it was so organized. You know, they asked us to put any suggestions out. I would have rather stayed out there the whole 4 days than where we were.
Aww.
So I don't know how y'all could handle all of us for 4 days, but
We could do it.
that would have been something in the evening. Go on and visualize, not be so rushed, you know, for just that 1 day, since we were all carless.
Right.
Anyway, it was awesome. Y'all did a fabulous job, and I support you 100%. If I was able to, I would apply for that position, that life skills. That's my key right now, but I have to finish what I've got started here in Oklahoma. But if you ever have any other job openings, I may be that way.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah, Teresa, I'm gonna get you to come.
Also wanted to say, Lori said that Wisconsin is also going to have a bus trip at the end of October. I just want to make sure I will also get with my counterpart, Patty, to make sure that we have these dates and stuff on our calendar. So we're ready for you. We love having you here. We just need to know to plan for you.
Megan,
Yes.
Megan. Hi, this is Marilyn. In response to the request from the chaplain,
Oh, Marilyn, I'm sorry. I just don't think your internet is going to cooperate today.
hello, is that any better?
There you go.
Hello,
For a second.
is that better? I hope. Well, I'm gonna cross my fingers. But my friend here from Missouri was our state chaplain. She was just put into place as the national chaplain just the last few days. And I have mentioned this to her, and I hope in the future you get her included on Zoom call.
Yeah, you sound like a robot from the future, Marilyn. I'm so sorry. I know you're talking about your National Home chairman that was recently appointed, but I did not catch the rest of that. Go ahead and shoot me an email, will you?
Our state chaplain.
Chaplain.
I hear what
Ask now, her appointment right now is for the remainder of this fiscal year. Is she planning to stand for re-election for the following year?
Oh, it looks like she left. She's coming back in.
Well, that's
Marilyn's struggle busing today. Were any of you on the meeting when Marilyn was upside down?
Yep. It was great. She might still be there. I just want to, before I leave, acknowledge Keith Jackson from Massachusetts, who's one of our current board members. And thanks for attending tonight, Keith.
Yes, thanks.
And
Keith.
then this guy in the bottom left-hand corner of my screen that says Mike, and it freaks me out because I think it's my boss. It's Mike from Illinois. He's one of our past board presidents that did his state proud when he was on our board. And we miss him and his wife, Franny. And thank you guys for being here. It means a lot.
Thank you all. Nice to meet you, Angie. We'll look forward to seeing you. God bless. Thank you.
It looks
Luck
like
of the
Rick
Irish.
has,
Thank you.
looks like Rick has one more question for us.
Actually, I just wanted to kind of brag and say how happy and proud I am of what I did with my fundraiser for your family support services program. I know the junior vices were just out there last week, and Craig from our Washington department, I know he gave you 2 checks. One of them was for my challenge for $8,873.
Wow.
If you haven't got it yet, there's a check from the Grand of Washington Cooties for $5,530 coming. If you haven't got it yet, so that'll bring the total to $14,203 that I
Good job, Rick. Thank you so much.
Services program.
Yeah,
And-
That's
thank
the first fundraiser I've ever done, so I think.
Wow. Well, you know what? We're just gonna have to rope you into doing a bunch more fundraisers. You're clearly really good at it.
Well, I'm planning on running for the 12th district trustee here next year.
Oh, right.
And Rick, you know, to add on to that, this is a huge facility if you've never seen it before. And it doesn't operate on its own, and it takes a lot of money to do this on a daily basis. This last group that came here from Junior Vice was the second largest donation of Junior Vices we've ever had, that they brought us over $70,000. So
yeah, it was pretty
clap, 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 and
Yeah.
hats off to you, because we can't keep our doors open without you folks, period. Thank you.
Yep.
Yes, thank you.
And-
And a super fun bunch too.
Yeah, Megan, I just want to give a shout out to you and whoever started these Zooms, because right, it's the best thing that came out of COVID, we say, because that was, we talked to people, and I think it's amazing that you guys are doing these Zooms so we can connect and, you know, talk to all these people in different states, because it's so hard. But I guess it's the one good thing that came out of COVID. So kudos to you and your team for putting these together. It's pretty awesome.
You're very welcome. We love doing it.
I think they just need to continue to grow, so we need your help in doing that
Yeah.
as well, folks.
Yep.
Getting the
Share the recording when you get that, and let everyone know the date for the next next meeting. We'll send that out to you next week, and we're gonna do these every month. So yeah, Teresa.
I was gonna say, I had it put out in general orders on both of our sites, and I'm a little disappointed that I don't see more Oklahoma people on
And I
here.
have to go get after them.
They don't like to hear me, but our convention's coming up soon, so.
Yeah.
It is a busy time of year. It is. So
It is.
we get that.
Yeah.
This is
This one-
James from Maryland. I was out there last week and I really enjoyed myself out there. And when I got back here on Sunday, I had a C of A meeting, and I told all the district commanders that they need to visit out there and trying to get the rest of the people to come out to visit you all, because it's an awesome place to come to. I really enjoyed myself, and y'all treated us very well. And I was
Good.
very happy to be out there to be with you all. So thank you for letting us come out there.
Absolutely.
Thanks
I'm
for
glad you
coming.
enjoyed yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
James.
All right. Well, if no one else has any more questions, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. And thank you all for being here, and we'll see you next month.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks all.
Look forward to it. Yeah, bye.
Bye.
Bye.